beautiful people. Welcome to your restore stretch. We're going to take about 15 minutes to deep dive into our head and our body and slow everything down. If you're doing this recording later in the morning time, it's a great way to wake up. If you're doing it before bed, it's a great way to cool down, taking a little bit of time for you to really tune in. So we're going to start in a squat, tuck, and curl, tiny little ball. Round your back, pull your abs in, tuck your chin to your chest. Awesome. So this tiny little ball is an opportunity for us to slow down and open up the big angel wings of the back. Those big angel wings. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's step your left leg back into a runner's lunge. Bring your right hand behind your head. World's greatest stretch, take your right elbow to the inside of your right foot. Now I'm pretty active with my back knee up, but instead, switch your feet, Ellie. Option to drop your left knee to the mat and get it a little bit deeper in the stretch component of this, because this world's greatest stretch gets deep into your left quadricep, your hips, and then with your right hand behind your head, switch your hands. You're taking your right elbow to the inner right ankle. There you go. Take like 2 or 3 more, then you're gonna rest in a restorative runner's lunge. So restorative runners in a yin class is called dragon. If you have blocks or a pillow, you can put it under your arms. Otherwise, stand up on those hands, fingers, forearms, whatever feels right to kind of let your hips, like a swing or a hammock, hang low, opening that pelvic girdle. This practice for me is about the patience it takes to see what's on the other side. And it really stuck out for me. Morgan Harper Nichols always does this beautiful artwork. And I wrote part of my email this week, my Thoughtful Thursday, on the idea that even if you're waiting for something big, like something to happen, a big goal of yours, maybe graduating college or going to a wedding or a vacation, something big that's happening, there are still beautiful things, little glimmers, while we wait. There is beauty right now in the waiting, even if it feels like you're waiting for something big. Just remember, every day in the smallest way, a page is turning. You're building that patience muscle. You can have gratitude for the little things, even while you wait for the bigger things to fall into place. Over time, this is increasing your ability to find joy in the small things. All right, from this runner's lunge stretch, swing yourself into prasarita. Let your head and heart fall forward. Prasarita is a separate leg stretch. I like to kind of grab my hands for opposite elbow creases so my torso is heavier. Maybe it feels good if you're more active to sway side to side. For me, if I just take big exhales like that, my spine gets longer because my abs get tighter. And all of a sudden, if I bounce a little, I get a few cracks. Just see what it feels like to play with deeper breaths. Especially if you're doing this practice to create more energy today, it might serve you to take longer inhales and shorter exhales. If you're trying to do this practice to cool and calm, longer exhales and shorter inhales. That's our body's natural way of speeding and slowing the heart. All right, let's take your right hand for the outside of your left ankle. Right hand to left ankle. If you want to stay there and grab it, fine. Maybe your left hand goes behind your back, or you can stretch it skyward for 5 breaths. Trying to open up all that beauty in the low back. Oh, interesting. Yeah, this is awesome. I feel like on the days where technology just doesn't work, there's something else going on in like outer space. Like the satellite signals of aliens are getting involved in my music and my Bluetooth. All right, bend your body back forward. Let's take a down dog to re-stretch your back. Inhale, lower all the way to your stomach. Cobra or upward facing dog is your choice. Let's take a nice belly back bend. Awesome. Yeah, and Cobra, Kim, will you show them Cobra for me? Go down your belly and then lift your arms. Perfect. So Cobra's a great way to still get that height, but instead we're taking a little bit of space around the heart, more so than the abdomen. Inhale. Down dog, exhale. Let's take your left leg forward into runner's lunge. Left leg into runners. World's greatest stretch, put your left fingertips behind your ear, inhale. Tap your left elbow to that left inner foot. Good, the more you could dip your torso, my demos are doing so good, kind of dipping down, the more stretch you're gonna get. They call it world's greatest stretch because it gets all three major motions of the spine. We've got flexion and extension, laterally flexing, and that transverse twist. All of these are really important for the body. So good, and then let's find that restorative dragon. Forearms go down, head and heart can drop. We'll be here for about a minute. If you want to get out of it, you're in the right place. Oftentimes our body reacts at first to deep stretches by defending it, but your breath and your patience here, seeing what's on the other side of the hold, enables the body to decompress, the heart to soften, the entire system to cool and calm. So I love this word glimmers. The glimmer is the opposite of a trigger. A trigger is something that pisses us off or literally leads to a panic attack or anxiety. For me, it's not getting enough sleep, having a hangover, having to not have enough water, let's say. Those are things that will always make me have more anger or responsiveness. But a glimmer is the opposite. It's tiny moments of awe that spark joy and evoke inner calm. They have positive effects on your mental health, micro moments that shift your mood. They send cues of safety to your nervous system, and they bring feelings of ease and contentment. All right, let's swing into Prasarita. Swing to the right now. If you took that opposite elbow grip before, you could do it here. Maybe switch the way you hold your elbows. If your left forearm was in front, you switch it this time. 3 breaths. If you want to bend your knees and shake, if you want to sway, if you want to pet Rocky. Deep breath in, feeling all that length in your spine. And let's go left hand to back ankle. That opposite Prasarita twist. If your hand was up to the sky, great, or maybe it's on your back. Find the way that your breath can travel in and out so nicely. Deep breath in, twisting out the weak. We're gonna drop into prone frog, which is pretty difficult. You may have to stagger with each other. One of you guys can use my mat. Drop to your knees. It's like a wide child's pose. Yeah, you could use my mat. Real wide. Kim's in it, yeah. Child's pose, but your knees and ankles are aligned at a 90-degree angle. Perfect. And just drop down. I'm just scared to move or else my mic goes out. That's it, Ellie. And then Ellie, if you can bring your feet in alignment with your knees. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot harder. And lean forward towards Rocky. Go straight down like a center split. For those of you at home, if you want to use a pillow or a block, you're welcome to kind of support your forearms or your head. So the question is, if you want that mood-boosting oxytocin, the reward of dopamine, the self-esteem raising serotonin, the stress-alleviating cortisol, or lack of cortisol, the hope in this practice is you're finding some things that glimmer. The more we pay attention to triggers in our life, the more we're able to kind of stop ourselves from exploding or having a panic attack. So the more we recognize glimmers, it's the opposite of that. The less we'll find a panic attack, the more we're gonna see good things in our lives. So let's take a moment here as you stretch deep, scan your body. What's going right? What's a glimmer? What part of your body is working? It's hilarious to me because I don't know why Frenchies were made. Like, we jokingly say they were made as footstools, you know? Like, they have no purpose. They can barely breathe on their own. They can't hunt. They can't swim. They literally go to the bottom of the pool like a rock. So I think he's just a live stuffed animal. All right, carefully close your legs. Let's make your way to your back. Rolling onto your back, hug your knees into your chest. And rock side to side. Rock side to side. Come here, you big stuffed animal. You, on the other hand, enjoy being picked up. Okay. They're trying to do some yoga. Yes, they are. Rock side to side on that low back, team. We're going to do a little cow face stretch. So wrap your right leg over your left. Cow face, it's like eagle with one bind. Grab for your shins or your feet. And then pull your knees back towards your chest. It might feel nice to like tug your feet down towards your armpits. Let it feel really good. Last night in the Boundless workshop, we were talking a lot about glimmers and how we find them. And a lot of people were in a space of poverty consciousness saying, hey, well, right now my finances aren't so good, or right now my relationships, I feel like I'm dating and I can't find someone. And at the end of the day, we really had an aha moment talking about how the opposite of what you feel right now is what you should exude. Okay, switch your legs, team, other side. So for example, if you're somebody who is feeling a lack of finances, instead of pulling back and not buying your friend that coffee or doing that extra thing you can't afford, make one act a day a confirmation to the universe that you are in abundance mindset. If right now you're feeling like you don't have money, especially an extra $6 or $7 to like buy a friend a coffee, then that is the time you should do that. To proclaim, hey, today this is my act of, I know money comes back around. Because the more we're in that poverty consciousness, that there's not enough, the more we see that. Just like the more we look for glimmers, the more of the good things we'll start to see. All right, team, bring everything into a big hug. Inhale, thank you, healthy body. Exhale, Shavasana, just lay loose. If you want legs up the wall, we're gonna be here for about 90 seconds. Give yourself a little bit of, relax. One that's really hard for me, but I know it's good for me, is let's say you see other people having success in their relationships, in their family, in their job, in their friendships, whatever it is, and you feel a tinge of jealousy or like, why did they have that and not me? That's always out of poverty consciousness, right? So what you're supposed to do to reverse that, to send a message to the universe that you know it's coming back to you too, is celebrate that person emphatically. Literally put yourself in their win. Be a part of their win too, because then all of a sudden you get those good hormones, those good feelings that say, as I celebrate you, I'm also able to bring more of that. Your win is a window into what's possible for me too. And I want to celebrate you because I trust that it's also coming for me. Is there someone that you can celebrate a win for them too today? And again, if you're someone who's wanting to create more energy right now, to kickstart the day, take longer inhales and shorter exhales. If you're trying to cool and calm your system, longer exhales, shorter inhales. Playing with that diaphragmatic breathing will ensure that breath control works in your favor. So the best example of this is one of my favorite, when kids are so upset. You know when kids can't stop crying, they're throwing a tantrum? Have you ever heard of a kid like going, like trying to catch their breath? Their bodies are naturally taking 2 short inhales and 1 long exhale so that they can calm their heart rate down. The same for adults when we're feeling out of sorts. It's a great way for us to shorten the inhale and elongate the exhale, to not be so reactive. So with all of that love, you can stay here longer, of course, but if you're ready to wake the body up, gently arms over the head and let's roll into fetal pose. And then press up to a seat. Just bring your hands to your heart. Saying thank you to our healthy body. Put your hands together, Rocky. You've got all you can't. Again, what are you for? Besides cuteness. All right, everyone. Thank you to our healthy structure. Thank you to the breath that comes in, the breath that comes out. With all that gratitude, namaste.
Namaste.
Yay! Thanks for demoing, you guys. Thanks for being here for the stretch. Bye, Hales. Bye, Kaylin. Bye, Isla.